Hi, this is today's lesson, which is subordinating or subordinate conjunctions. The previous lesson was about kinds of conjunctions, especially what are correlative conjunctions, how can just we use those correlative conjunctions, and the second kind of conjunction that we discussed so far was the correlative conjunctions, and the third one, an adverbial conjunctions. These types of conjunctions are different and we use in different purposes. So these kinds of conjunctions join two independent clauses to make one. They are called coordinating conjunction, correlating conjunction, and adverbial conjunction. So the second conjunction that we are going to see is subordination. What does subordination mean? Subordination. Subordination here is first subordination, the process of joining two independent clauses. The process of joining an independent clause. Independent clause with what? With the dependent clause, Dependent clause. By using subordinate conjunction, Subordinate conjunctions. This is the definition of subordination, the definition of subordination. Subordination ስንል ምን ማለታችን ነው? አንድ ራሱን የቻለ አረፍተ ነገር ሌላ ራሱን ካልቻለ ጥገኛ ከሆነ አረፍተ ነገር ሁለቱን በሰቦርዲኔቲንግ በአያያዝ ቃል ሰቦርዲኔቲንግ አያያዝ ቃል በጥገኛ አያያዝ ቃሎች በማያያዝ አንድ አረፍተ ነገር መመስረት የሚያስችለን ፕሮሰሱ subordination እንለዋለን. So we can say that the process of joining an independent clause with that of the dependent clause using the subordinating conjunction is subordination. This is the process, all right? This is the process. So the linking devices are here. Linking devices are subordinate conjunction, and what? Relative pronoun. These are ይሄን ካልን በኋላ ሁለቱን ክሎዞች የሚያያይዘው ምኖች ናቸው? ዲቫይሶቹ አያያዝ ቃሎቹ subordinate conjunction and also what? Relative pronoun, which are very important to join one dependent clause with that of an independent clause. That is called subordination. Fine. If I say like this, let's come to subordinate conjunctions. ምን ማለታችን ነው? subordinate conjunctions ስንል subordinate conjunction, subordinate conjunctions are just it doesn't stand by itself. Yes, subordinate conjunctions are a kind of conjunction which joins one main clause with that of the subordinating conjunction, with the subordinate clause. That's called subordinating conjunction. So when I say subordinating conjunction means subordinate clause, it doesn't stand by itself. Subordinate clause. This is the definition for subordinate clause, Doesn't stand by itself and doesn't convey meaning, Doesn't convey meaning. So this is called subordinate. If it doesn't stand by itself, it doesn't give a complete meaning about. When I say just dependent on an independent, it stands by itself and it has a meaning. So there are different clauses. So I'm talking about what is subordinate clause and what are some of the subordinating conjunctions, right? So that process totally called what? Subordinations. So doesn't stand by itself and doesn't convey meaning. This is subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunctions. So the device are subordinate conjunction and relative pronouns. Yeah. Yes, it gives the independent clause. Independent clause. Yes, it gives higher meaning or greater meaning. Yes, greater meaning. ሁለቱን ክሎዞች ስናይ ምን ማለታችን ነው? ኢንዲፔንደንት ስንል በራሱ የቆመ ከማንም ከየትኛውም ክሎዝ ጋር ጥገኛ ያልሆነ በራሱ ትርጉም ሊሰጥ የሚችል ነው። ትርጉም ከሰጠ ደግሞ it gives greater meaning ነው የሚሰጠን, right? Greater meaning. The main focus or the main point of the clause from the two clauses the independent clause. ልክ ነው። ምንፈልገውን ሐሳብ የሚገልጽልን ኢንዲፔንደንት ነው። ምክንያቱም በራሱ ትርጉም ማስተላለፍ ይችላል። It gives whereas dependent ስንመጣ እንደገና dependent clause ስንመጣ it gives lesser meaning. Yes, it gives lesser meaning. ይሄን ሐሳብ ነው ፕሊዝ። ሁለቱ ልዩነት አላቸው። lesser meaning ማለት ከሁለቱ ስናወዳድራቸው ደከም ያለ lesser meaning. Of course we do not get complete meaning from the dependent clause because there is a problem. It depends or it doesn't give complete thought, all right? የተሟላ ሐሳብ ካልሰጠ ደግሞ የሚሰጠን ትርጉም ምንድነው? lesser ነው። lesser ስንል በጣም ያነሰ ነው። ከዚህኛው ጋር ስናወዳድረው ያነሰ ትርጉም ይሰጠናል። So that is dependent and that is an independent. So we have to just identify the two types of clause first. ክሎዞቹን ትርጉማቸውን ከለየን በኋላ አረፍተ ነገር መጠቀም እንችላለን። So ይሄ ነው የመጀመሪያ መለየት የሚገባን dependent and an independent clauses. Yes, let's come to some of the examples of these subordinate conjunctions using the subordinate clauses. And also here, when we use conjunctions or subordinate conjunctions, yes, conjunctions, it will make the independent or the main clause dependent. ምን ማለት ነው? ይሄ ማለት አንድን አያያዝ ቃል ለምሳሌ and when we use subordinate conjunction in a main clause, please, in a main clause, conjunction in a main clause, it changes into what? It changes into dependent. It changes into dependent. Look here. Because I was late, I missed the first train, yeah? The first train. እነዚህ ምሳሌዎች ምንድን ለማለት ፈልጌ ነው? አንድ ዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ላይ እነዚህ subordinating conjunction የምጠቀባቸው ከሆነ independent, let me repeat it please. አንድ independent clause ላይ look here, conjunction in a main clause ማለት አንድ ራሱን የቻለ ሐሳብ ላይ አያያዝ ቃሎችን እንደዚህ subordinate conjunction የምጠቀባቸው ከሆነ main clause ወዴት ይቀየራል? ወደ subordinate ወይም dependent clause ይሆናል ነው። yes, dependent clause ይሆናል ነው። ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር ልምጣ። because here, look here, because I was late, comma, I missed the first train. This is called subordinate conjunction. Is the reason here? Because I was late, I missed the first train. Let's come please. ይሄን ሐሳብ ይዩት እስኪ። I was late. I was late. Does this sentence give meaning? Absolutely, yeah. It has its own meaning, yes? It has its own meaning. Complete sentence ነው ያረፍተ ነገር። ሙሉ አረፍተ ነገር ነው። Dependent አይደለም, independent. I was late. Yes, I was late because of some circumstances. Yeah. I can just define, I can just say I was late yesterday because I wake up late and I didn't get taxi or something like that. So I can say that I was late. Complete meaning, you know. If I just use or insert a kind of conjunction before this independent clause, it makes the independent clause into dependent. ይሄን ነው ማለት የፈለኩት። ይሄ መጀመሪያ ኢንዲፔንደንት ነው። ይሄ ኢንዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ላይ እነዚህን አያያዥ ቃሎች ሲጨምርበት ምን ሆነ? ኢንዲፔንደንት የነበረው ሜን ክሎዝ ሳይሆን ወደ ተቀየረ ወደ ዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ተቀየረ። sometimes የነዚህም subordinate conjunction እንዲህ አይነት circumstance ሊፈጥሩ ይችላሉ ነው ሊፈጥሩ ይችላሉ። So from this sense, subordinate conjunction may sometimes make the independent clause into what? Dependent clause. We also have to just take care of that, please. Yeah. ስለዚህ ይሄን በምንሰራበት ሰዓት ጥንቃቄ ማድረግ ያስፈልገናል ነው። ይሄ ነው the general theory of subordination, right? The general theory of subordination. So subordination ስንል subordinate process ነው የሚያሳየን። በሱ ውስጥ ምን አለ? subordinate conjunction አለ and relative pronouns አሉ። subordinate conjunction ደግሞ dependent ማለት ነው። it doesn't stand by itself ማለት ነው። ይሄ ማለት so በራሱ የሚቆም አይደለም፣ ትርጉም የለውም ነው። it tells about, yes, it tells subordinate conjunction ምን ይሰጠናል? it tells how, when, what, yes, and which እንዲህ አይነት መልሶችን ይሰጠናል። ስለነዚህ ጉዳይ how the process happens, yeah, how the problem happens, when the activity happens, or about what happens and which alternative is appropriate. እንዲህ አይነት ነገሮችን እንድናውቅ ነው የሚያደርገን subordinate clause እንዲህ አይነት ነገሮችን እንድናውቅ ያደርገናል። so ይሄ ነው በአጠቃላይ subordination. so we have, look here, subordinate conjunction is here. adverb clause of cause እንለዋለን። cause adverb ነው የምንለው፣ contrast adverb ነው የምንለው፣ condition adverb ነው የምንለው and result adverb የምንላቸው time, place and what? comparison. look the meaning here. cause ስንል causeን የሚገልጹት ነው ማለት ናቸው because, since, as. contrast ስንል although, though, even though, even if, no matter how, it doesn't matter. all this time, all these adverbs signify about contrasts or conjunction. so they are functioned as subordinate conjunctions ናቸው። እነዚህ እያንዳንዳቸውን ምሳሌ እየሰጠን ለማየት እንሞክራለን። anyway እነዚህ አያያዥ ቃሎች አንድ ክሎዝ ላይ አሉ ማለት that sentence is dependent ነው። although I know him, I will not greet him. all right, although I know him, አያችሁት? although I know him, I will not greet him. ምንም እንኳን ባውቀው እንኳን ሰላምታ ልሰጠው አልችልም። yeah, possible ነው። condition as if, as long as, right, unless, provided that, on condition that. these are called condition clause እንላቸዋለን። they are called subordinating conjunction ናቸው እነዚህ ራሳቸው። the other is result. it shows result of something, right? so that and in order that. yes, so that and in order that. I give an assignment. I give the students an assignment so that they can do. so that they can do, or in order that they can do. so you can just use here. there is also time adverbs after, before, while, when, during, as soon as. all these are examples of time adverbs. so they are called what? subordinate conjunctions ነው የምንላቸው እነዚህን ራሳቸውን። the other place, where and wherever. where? I return to my hometown wherever I was born. yeah, I return to my hometown wherever I was born, right? so that's place. and comparison, two similar things. yeah, two similar. she is as tall as her friend. comparison, ሁለቱን ተመሳሳይነታቸውን ስናወዳድር። ስለዚህ these the seven adverbs are used for what? subordinate conjunctions ነው የምንላቸው። ሁልጊዜ subordination ስናስብ እነዚህን ሰባቱን subordinate conjunction ነው consider ማድረግ የሚገባን። they are called subordinate conjunctions እንላቸዋለን። so let's come to some examples, please. ቲዮሪውን ብቻ ሳይሆን አረፍተ ነገር እየሰራን እየተለማመድንባቸው ነው የምንሄደው እነዚህን እያንዳንዳቸውን። so let's come to the first example, please. because here, the first one, because here, she didn't, look here, she didn't pass the exam because She didn't what? She didn't use her time wisely. Her time wisely. Look this example, please. Yeah. She didn't pass the exam because she didn't use her time wisely. So that's why she failed the exam. Why she didn't pass the exam? The reason is here. Because she didn't use her time wisely. Because of these reasons, this problem happens. So I can just combine this kind of sentence with what? Because. But because I asked, ስለዚህ because she didn't use her time wisely ከሚለው ጀምረን ከዚህ ጋር እንምጣና እዚህ ጋር ጀምረን እዚህ ያለው አረፍተ ሀገር ምንድነው ማለት ዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ነው ምንለው ይሄን ዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ እንለዋለን እዚህ ጋር ያለውን she didn't pass the exam እንለዋለን ኢንዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ እንለዋለን ያ ኢንዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ይሄንን አያያዥ ቃል ስናወጣው አሁን ደግሞ አውጡትና she didn't use her time wisely በራሱ ትርጉም አለው ይሄንን ስንጨምርለት ምን ሆነ ዲፔንደንት አደረግነው ስለዚህ ይሄ ሰቦርዲኔሽን ማለት አያያዥ ቃሎችን ስንጨምርላቸው ኢንዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ የነበረው ወዴት ይቀየራል ወደ ዲፔንደንት ክሎዝ ይቀየራል this is a clear example for what I am saying አሁን የሚለውን ነገር ሊገልጽልኝ የሚችለው ይሄ ምሳሌ ነው ያ yes as look here as she wake up late she missed what she missed the first class this is the second example here as she wake up late she missed the first class what does the meaning of this sentence means as she wake up late why she missed the first class because she wake up late ለምንድን ነው የመጀመሪያውን ክፍለ ጊዜ የዘጋችው ምክንያቱም ዘግይታ ተነስታ ስለነበር yes ዘግይታ ተነስታ ስለነበር already miss አድርጋለች yes አሁን የናጥፋው as የሚለው ወደዛ እናውጣውና she wake up late the independent ነው yes it stands by itself so here ይሄን ስንጨምርለት independent የነበረው ምን ሆነ ማለት ነው dependent ሆነ absolutely ያ የሰቦርዲኔሽን ከሌሎቹ አያያዥ ቃሎች የሚለይበት ይሄ ምክንያቱ ነው ስለዚህ how many clauses do we have two clauses here one is the subordinate here and the other is the dependent clause one ሁለተኛ እዚህ ጋር she didn't pass the exam because she didn't use her time wisely ስንጠቀም ምንድነው dependent clause እዚህ ላይ መጣ ስለዚህ ኮማ ያስፈልገንም ማለት ነው dependent clause መካከል ላይ መጀመሪያ ላይ ከመጣ ኮማ ያስፈልገናል because dependentun ከኢንዲፔንደንቱ ለመለየት እንደዚህ አድርገን እንደዚህ መጻፍ እንችላለን she missed the first class as she wake up late possible no comma but the idea is still the same ሐሳቡ ግን አንድ ነው ኮማ መኖርና ለመኖር ነው so እነዚህ ሁለት ምሳሌዎች ምንድነው clearly state የሚያደርጉልኝ this is the first cause subordination cause ሊገልጹ የሚችሉ ምሳሌዎች ናቸው እነዚህ so here since she planted trees her compound is attractive she plants let's change this sentence please she has planted yes look this example please the same meaning since she has planted trees her compound is attractive ለምንድነው እሷ compound በጣም ማራኪ ነው ምክንያቱም ብዙ እጽዋቶችን ተክላ ስለነበር ግቢዋ ላይ ተክላ ስለነበር ግቢዋ ምን ሆኗል ማለት ነው still attractive beautiful or just green area no it means so these three examples about what's called causal ሊገልጹ የሚችሉ ነገሮች ናቸው fine the second example is about what which is the contrast yes contrast although look here although he studied hard he didn't pass although he failed the exam look the example is here although he studied hard he failed the exam the two ideas are contrast right opposite ሁለቱ ሐሳቦች although እነዚህ contrast ስንል ተቃራኒ ሐሳቦች ነው የሚያያይዙት although she studied hard this is a dependent clause and there is a comma to separate this dependent with that of the independent clause here so she failed the exam ምንም እንኳን ቢያጠናም ፈተናውን ማለፍ አልቻለም ነው yes ካጠና ማለፍ ነበረበት ፓራላል ለመምጣት ነገር ግን አላለፈም ስለዚህ ይሄ ሐሳብና ይሄ ሐሳብ ምንድናቸው they are completely contrast ናቸው yes they are completely contrast ናቸው yes the other one look here even if I know him I will not say look here I will not say hi yeah I will not say hi look here this example even if I know him I will not say hi ምንም እንኳን ባውቀውም ሃይ ወይም ግሬት ላደርገው አልችልም ማለት ሰላምታ ልሰጠው አልችልም ማለት ነው so ይሄን በምን ልንገልጸው እንችላለን although but even though ልገልጸው እችላለሁ it doesn't affect the meaning please yeah it doesn't affect the meaning here look here even if I know him is the dependent or the subordinate clause whereas I will not say hi is the dependent clause if you just reject even if here I know him is meaningful so it changes the independent clause into dependent by adding for these conjunctions ያ ቀደም እንዳልኳችሁ እነዚህን አያይ ቃሎች እንጨምርበት አሁን ወዴት ይቀይረዋል ማለት ነው ወደ dependent clause ሊቀይረው ይችላል ሌላ ምሳሌ ሰጥ ይችላል ያ ሌላ ምሳሌ even though just he had all the necessary qualifications yes all the necessary qualifications he didn't get the job ይሄን ምሳሌ ሚዩት ይሄን ምሳሌ ያየነው እንድ although he had all the necessary qualifications he didn't get the job absolutely yeah ምንም እንኳን እሱ ሰርቲፋይድ ቢሆንም ወይም መረጃ ወይም እሱን ሊገልጽ የሚችል ወረቀቶች ቢኖሩትም ስራ ማግኘት አልቻለም ነበር ነው ስለዚህ ሁለቱ ሐሳቦች ምንድናቸው they are concession ነው contrast ናቸው ስለዚህ although he had all the necessary qualifications which is the dependent or the subordinate and the rest is called the independent clause still I'm talking about subordinate conjunctions so the first phrase here is even if although are called subordinate conjunction what kind of subordinate conjunction adverb clause of contrast or concession its join is to contrast or two opposite ideas that's why we join such kinds of ideas it means ይሄ ነው የምንጠቀምባቸው and the other even if while I like to speak English while my friend like to speak French I like to dance but my wife likes to sing of course yeah while two ideas are opposite all right two ideas are opposite so you can just make your own examples using this adverb clause of concession or contrast look here the first and the second are completely different the conjunctions are different and the implied meaning also different so you have to just if there is something there is cause effect relationship you have to just use because since as if two ideas are contrast you have to just use although though even if while and whereas without a difference of meaning እነዚህ የትርጉም ልዩነት ሊያመጡ አይችሉም ወደ እያንዳንዳቸው ውስጣቸው ከገባን since we do not begin a sentence with the word since if the idea is the reason is more emphatic we had better use because rather than since and as ምን ለማለት ነው ምናልባት ከሶስቱም because ምክንያትን የመግለጽ አቅሙ በጣም ከፍተኛ ነው ከሶስቱ ጋር ስናወዳድረው ስለዚህ because በአብዛኛው በአረፍተ ነገር መካከል ላይ እንጠቀምበታለን አልፎ ልንጠቀም እንችላለን ምናልባት because መጀመሪያ ላይ የምንጠቀም ከሆነ if the idea is more the reason is more emphatic all right more emphatic because I was absent for my job look here I was just absent for my job I was fired from my job ከስራ የተባረርኩት ብዙ ጊዜ አቋርጬ ስለነበር ነው ብዙ ጊዜ ማቋረጤ በጣም ሃይሊ ኢንፋሲስ ሊሰጠው ይገባል ይሄን በምን ገልጸዋለሁ በቢከዝ ነው እንደውም since ወይም as ከምትጠቀም ይልቅ if the reason is more emphatic ሆነ because in beginning of the sentence እንጠቀምበታለን ከዛውጭ ግን since and as between the two clauses ነው የምንጠቀምባቸው ይሄ የእያንዳንዱ ክሎዝ አካባቢ ስናያቸው በደንብ እናያቸዋለን ግን አሁንም በዛ መልኩ ነው የምናያቸው ያ እነዚህም ልክ በዛ መልኩ ነው የምናየው the third kind of adverb conjunction was called subordinating conjunction was called condition. What does condition mean? Condition mean they are called if, as if. Look here. If I know Jess, if I know, look, if I know her address, I'll invite her to my party, yes? To my party. My party here. Another one with first example here. Well, focus on this conjunction, please, here. So this one, if I know her address, the dependent clause. What kind of dependent? Condition. It shows possibility, የሚያሳየን if ስንል it is possible ነው it is possible ማለት as condition normally which is it's possible means which doesn't show something sure እርግጠኛ ያልሆነ ነገር ነው የሚገልጽ if it is possible ማለት yes if possible ነው ስለዚህ it's kind of conjunction what kind of conjunction condition conjunction እንለዋለን ያ condition conjunction ለምሳሌ if I know her address ባውቀው ኖሮ ፓርቲው ላይ ልጋብዛት እችላለሁ ነው yes ይሄን ሐሳብ ይውት እስኪ እንደዚህ if I know her address ስንል አድራሻዋን ባውቀው ስንል የተንጠለጠለ ሐሳብ ዲፔንደንት ሰቦርዲኔት ነው ለምን ሰቦርዲኔት አልነው because there is a condition subordination አለችን እዚህ ላይ here what kind condition subordination እንላታለን እንደዚህ ውሰዱት if I know her address አድራሻዋን ባውቀው incomplete thought ነው incomplete meaning ነው ለዛ ነው subordinate conjunction it doesn't stand by itself it doesn't convey meaning it depends on the main clause yes main clause ተጠግቶ ነው የሚሄደው ብለን የተነሳው ቀደም ይሄን እናውጣው ለምሳሌ እዚህ ጋር if እናውጣው እስኪ I know her address meaning if ነው አድራሻውን አውቀዋለሁ ነው independent ነው ይሄን ሲጨምርበት independent የነበረው ምን ሆነ dependent ሆነ that is just the use of subordinate conjunction ይሄ ማለት ነው I will invite her to my party independent clause ነው absolutely meaningful ነው so here he acted look here he acts as if he knew the answer he were clever yeah he acts as if he were clever yes as if look at this one is the dependent clause the subordinate clause yeah yes and the other example is called providing that I study hard I will what I'll pass the exam another example here look here another example here unless I hurry I'll miss the train እነዚህ ምሳሌዎች ናቸው ይሄው unless condition ነው yes providing that I study hard I'll pass the exam ማጠና ከሆነ ፈተናውን ላልፍ እችላለሁ providing that ምንድነው which is dependent clause ነው providing that means if ማለት ነው yeah providing that if has similar meaning with providing that yeah providing that or ምን ሊሆን ይችላል as long as or provide that or on condition that ከማን ጋር ተመሳሳይ ናቸው ከኢፍ ጋር ተመሳሳይ ትርጉም ነው የሚሰጠው እነዚህ ስለዚህ እዚህ ጋር ለምሳሌ unless I hurry I will miss the train unless I hurry so unless I hurry ምንድነው dependent or subordinate conjunction ነው ካልፈጠንኩ ባቡሩ ሊያልፈኝ ይችላል ልክ ነው ስለዚህ ይሄ dependent ነው ይሄኛው independent ነው so these examples are called what condition whatever this ምንድነው የሚያሳዩ ነው አሁን unless I hurry I will miss the train ስንል complex sentence ናቸው እኮ አይደል complex sentence ናቸው complex sentence ላይ ስናወራ ምንድነው ያለው there is one dependent clause and there is what an independent clause here so here unless I hurry is a dependent and this one is a dependent so totally this is called complex sentence እንለዋለን complex sentence እንለዋለን ሁሉንም ያቸው providing that I study hard I will pass the exam which is called subordinate and main so complex sentence እንላቸዋለን he acts as if he were that's called complex all are examples of complex sentence ነው የምንላቸው yes complex sentence ነው ምክንያቱም there is only one dependent and what one independent clause አላቸው only ልዩነቱ ምንድነው አሁን እያልን ያለ ነው subordination ስንል the process of joining one dependent one independent እሱን ሂደት ነው እየሰራን ያለ ነው አረፍተ ነገር ግን complex sentence እንለዋለን complex sentence fine let's come to the next kinds of examples here. The next kinds of examples, what is called result so that. Yes, so that. Look here. I gave a project work so that, or in order that they could do. Second example, she gives them an adjusted, yes, a revised schedule. She gives them a revised schedule, so that, or in order that they can do. This example here, let me check it. I have given here. እነዚህን ሐሳቦች እናያቸው, please. Another example, yeah. She gave them a timetable. So that, or in order that they could have used wisely. ሶስት ምሳሌ የሰጠውበት ምክንያት ስላለኝ ነው እነዚህ ነገሮች። ምክንያቱም አጠቃቀማችን so that እነዚህ ብቻ አይደሉም። actually እነዚህ result clause የምንላቸው so that, in order that, least, for fear, so something like that አሉ። እነሱን adverbs ላይ ስንገባ በደንብ እያንዳንዳቸውን critically እናያቸዋለን። I'm going to give you some examples how we use so that in giving examples, yeah. But basically grammar focus argan so that in order that ስንጠቀም grammatically መሳሳት የለብን. Look here, I have given a project work so that, or in order that they could do. So what's important here? Here I have given, what kind of tense is this? Which is present perfect now, yeah? I have given a project work so that, or in order that they could do. This is the result. ልክ ነው። ፕሮጀክት ወርክ ሰጥቻቸዋለሁ፣ ፕሮጀክት ወርክ ሰጥቷቸው፣ ስለዚህ መስራት ይችላሉ። ስለዚህ what I want to focus here, the kind of tense here is present perfect ነው። እዚህ ጋር በደንብ ይሁን። ኢንዲፔንደንት ክሎዙ ጋር ምንድነው ያለው? the present perfect ነው። ስለዚህ እዚህ ጋር ምንድነው? conditionals ነው። that's called could, should, might, ought to እንጠቀማለን። I repeat, would, could, should and might. right ነው። እንደዚህ አይቻልም። I have given a project or so that, or in order that they can do ስል grammatically acceptable አይደለም። grammatically acceptable አይደለም. So you have to take care of this structure, please, here. If and only if the independent clause is present perfect, and the dependent clause should be what? These are could, might and the conditionals. meaningful ነው የሚሆነው። ስለዚህ ይሄ ሪዘልት ነው። ይሄኛው ደግሞ ምንድነው የሚሆነው? cause ነው የሚሆነው። ሁለተኛው she gives them a revised schedule. She gives them a revised schedule. This is a revised schedule so that, or in order that they can do. Look here, what kind of tense is this? Which is simple present tense, all right? Simple present tense. ስለዚህ what kind of tense can you use here? Simple future, which is modal እንላቸዋለን. can, will, may and shall. Appropriate structure ነው። ለምሳሌ she gives them a revised schedule so that, or in order that they could do ብንል incomplete, meaningless structure ነው እየሰራን ያለው። ስለዚህ if and only if here the independent clause uses simple present, the dependent clause should be simple future, or can, may, shall, will is inappropriate and it has a meaning. So this is an example of result subordination. The third example, ሶስተኛው she gave them timetable so that, or in order that they could have used wisely. Look here, I'm talking about the past, yeah? እዚህ ጋር ተጠቀምኩኝ simple past ተጠቀምኩኝ፣ እዚህ ጋር ተጠቀምኩኝ could have plus verb ተጠቀምኩኝ። ሰጥቻቸዋለሁ timetable ሰጥቻቸው ነበር። ስለዚህ ምን ያደርጋሉ ማለት ነው? መጠቀም ይችሉ ነበር ነው። yes, timetable ሰጥቻቸዋለሁ። ስለዚህ በአግባቡ መጠቀም ይችሉ ነበር it means በአግባቡ መጠቀም ይችሉ ነበር I'm talking about the past here look the three structures here so whenever we use this so that and in order that use these grammar structures and your sentence is absolutely right and meaningful this is true for result clause right ለሪዘልት ክሎዝ ነው እነዚህ ሶስት ምሳሌዎች ማሳየት የፈለኩት fine let's pass to the next one which is called time adverbs the time adverbs are what after and before while and something like that look here I'll give some two examples here when the bus comes I will wait over there one before she left her home she first what before she left her home she had already locked her home yeah another example yes as I meet him I greet him yeah I greet him there is some more examples here oh what look here when the bus comes አሁን ነው የምንዋራቸው ጊዜን ታይምን ሊገልጹ የሚችሉ ናቸው በጣም ብዙ ምሳሌ መስጠት ይቻላል ለምሳሌ ነካ ነው ማረገው በምሳሌው መሰረት just የተለማመረ መሄድ እንችላለን yeah when the bus comes I'll wait over there or I wait at the main road I wait at the coffee shop all right or I'll wait near the park yeah when the bus comes this is dependent subordinate and I'll wait over there is the independent yeah the አውቶቡስ እንደመጣ ዛካይ ብለ ሄጄ ጠብቀዋለሁ ታይሙን ነው የሚገልጽልኝ before she left her home she had already locked her home yes ቤቱን ለቃ ከመሄዷ በፊት መጀመሪያ ቤቱን መቆለፍ አለባት ታይሙን ነው የሚገልጽልኝ ሌላ ነገር አይደለም look as I meet him እንዳገኘሁት ነው yes as I meet him ልክ እሱ እንዳ ታይሙን ነው ፎከስ የሚያደርግልኝ as I meet him I greet him ልክ እንዳገኘሁት ሰላምታ ሰጠዋለሁ as I meet him I greet him look here this sentence or these clauses are called what dependent clause ናቸው so here እነዚህ ሐሳቦች ምንድነው የሚፈልጉት ታይምን ነው የሚፈልጉት ስለዚህ ታይምን ከፈለጉ ደግሞ እነዚህ ታይም አድቨርቦችን ተጠቅመን ሐሳቡን ማድረግ እንችላለን ጆይን ማድረግ ወይ ማያያዝ እንችላለን it means all right ማያያዝ እንችላለን look here ስለዚህ እነዚህ መጠቀም ነው as soon as I arrived yes as soon as arrived at home my mom slept yeah you as soon as I arrived at home my mom had already slept time ነው የሚገልጸው ልክ ቤት የደረሰ እንደነበር ተኝታ ነበር ነው ስለዚህ ታይሙን ነው አሁን የደረስኩበትን ሰዓት ነው እየገለጸልኛል ስለዚህ as soon as I arrived at home ስንል subordinate clause ነው ምንለው dependent clause ነው ምንለው ከዛ ቀጥሎ ያለው ደግሞ independent clause ብለን እንገልጻቸዋለን it mean so fine let's come to the next kind of clause which is place ለያንዳንዳቸው critical examples ነው እየሰጠን እየተለማመርን ያለነው yeah and then you'll just do it please right the other one is place yeah I returned to my town where I was born I enjoy with everyone wherever whenever I meet yeah ይሄን ሐሳብ ነው ያት ምን እየገለጹልን ያሉት ታይም ነው I return to my place ነው የሚገልጹ ይሄን ሐሳብ I return to my town where I was born my town ስንል ተወለድኩበት ቦታ መለሳለሁ where I was born ስንል ይሄን ሐሳብ ወሰዱትና ይሄ ምን እንለዋለን dependent subordinate clause እንለዋለን okay because አያያዥ ቃሉ ምንድነው subordinate conjunction ነው place adverb ነው ምንለው ይሄን place adverb ቦታ ነው የሚገልጽልኝ I enjoy with everyone wherever yeah wherever I meet ማንኛውም በየትኛውም ሰዓት wherever ስንል whatever any place whatever in any place ለማለት wherever I meet wherever የትኛውም ቦታ wherever means whatever any place ለማለት ነው የትኛውም ቦታ ለማለት ነው የትኛውም ቦታ ላይ ከማንኛውም ሰው ጋር ራሴን ኢንጆይ እያልኩ ማሳለፍ ፈልጋለሁ it means ስለዚህ wherever appropriate context ነው ፕሌስን የሚገልጽ time adverb ነው wherever I go I always practice speaking English yeah wherever I live I try to make someone intimate yes wherever I visit the African countries so I like especially for the you can just make such kind of examples please such kind of examples this is what's called adverbs of place the last one is comparison yeah comparison as this comparison there are two things please so we are going to just compare that two things which are similar using as than and of so a verb is here a verb is as told us so sinaya a verb is as told us so sinna so ሁለት ነገሮች አሉ ሁለት ነገሮችን ያወዳደርኩት comparison እንለዋለን ስለዚህ እዚህ ጋር ምን ያሳየናል dependent clause አለ and an independent clause አለ this is the use of subordinate conjunctions ያ ማሳየት የምፈልገው ነገር ምንድነው እዚህ ጋር እነዚህ ሰባቱን አድቨርቦች ካየን በኋላ እነዚህ ሰባት አድቨርቦች እንዴት ባያያዝ ቃልነት እንጠቀምባቸዋለን ሁለተኛ ሲምፕሊ ምን አይነት ሐሳቦችን ነው በእነዚህ አያያዝ ቃል የምንጠቀም ማያይዛቸው and also እንዴት ላይ ያያይዛቸው ይችላል እነዚህ ሐሳቦች ነው አሁን በዚህ ይዘት ላይ ማሳየት የፈለኩት ይሄ ወዴት ያመራ ነው የሚሄደው we are going to just write or come close to paragraph writing right ወደ paragraph writing ነው ስለዚህ እነዚህ ነገሮች በደንብ አበጥረን ያያየናቸው ከሄደን paragraph መጻፍ ለኛ ምንም ማችን ላይሆን ይችላል ማለት ነው right paragraph መጻፍ ለኛ ምናችን ላይሆን ይችላል and also for maybe colleges and university students which is a very important lesson right በተለይ ለዩኒቨርሲቲ እና ለኮሌጅ ተማሪዎች ይሄ lesson very important ነው መከታተሉ is better የተሻለ ነገር ሊያደርስ ይችላል ብዬ አስባለሁ ያ and these are called subordination and subordinate conjunctions yeah the next lesson under this subordination is called relative pronouns what does relative pronoun means how does relative pronoun is really different from that of the subordination yes what are some of the components of relative pronoun we will try to see next but I will just say something that right please comment and subscribe my channel thank you